Welcome back to the desk. We've got Eager versus Envy coming up for you. Excited for an actual set this time around. My name is F. Dot. His name is Kevin, a.k.a. Adonis, a.k.a. KKK Adonde, a.k.a. KK, a.k.a. Cream Puff, a.k.a. My Left-Hand Man, a.k.a. the guy right here. How's it going?
Pretty good, chip salesman.
Thanks, bud.
How's it going with you?
Hey, do this. Thanks, man. We're going to have an exciting North American action. So exciting, in fact, that we might wind up with a Dream Hack representative. If Eager win 2 games here, then they go to DreamHack, and LG's going to watch from home. If Eager go ahead and lose, as I said in the first set, we're going to just have LG sitting at home like this, just crossing their fingers real hard, hoping Eager lose. But Kevin totally said he doesn't think there's a chance in hell that Eager drop.
Honestly, right now, Envy have been nothing short of a disappointment this split. Not only just their recent sanctions against them, but also, you know, coming into this split, this was a team that was first at the end of fall split. Obviously, there was the collapse at Super Regionals. They were eliminated, unfortunately for them. But it was still every member of this roster, even going into the split after they had made the swaps and changes, were, you know, storied members of their roles. These are all players that have played at the highest levels for, you know, seasons at that point outside of CycloneSpin. No, even CycloneSpin played in season 1. And it was just, this is a team that you're expecting top 3. Maybe they'll be 4th. And right now, I think they're going to lose 2. I think Eager's going to DreamHack, and I think Envy are going to be faced with relegations.
I mean, this is the North American fanatic. Usually it's a little bit of good cop, bad cop over here, right? And I try to find the silver lining. There's just no silver lining. Everything Kevin just said was pretty much on point, set up on paper. Envy really should have been successful, and then coming into this last week, they lost some of the bigger points of their season. In the late part, you saw Snoopy join the team and revitalize some life into them. And Omega, my personal high point on the squad, neither of those players will be playing today or consider themselves a part of the roster as a whole. So Kiki returning to solo lane, I think, is the biggest thing that I'm looking at for Envy.
And this is key. So Kiki has kind of been put into an awkward spot because he's always one willing to change his role. He will do whatever it is for the betterment of the team. I look over at Cherio in Europe, who, you know, switched to jungle. Now he's back to mid, but you know, these players that are willing to swap roles, which is not an easy task. And now this split alone, he has played 4 different roles. He's played mid, support, hunter, and solo. But this is his old school home here. I'm interested to see how he's going to do. Also, Dust will be facing off against Zapman. Dust is honestly one of the more successful players in the SPL. He actually has the most kills per minute, 4 times over the next highest, which is adapting.
You done?
Come on, man, Dust. He's got like a 1400 GPA or GPM too.
Picks and bans, ladies and gentlemen. It's Eager versus Envy.
But it just wasn't enough. DJ closing the gap there into the sash. This game was dead even less than 5 minutes ago, and now it's 2 Phoenixes and a triple root from the best. Crush coming through, and that's going to be another kill.
Zapman's having trouble as well. He will ricochet for a double kill.
And they got first pick. I assume we'll see some of the standard bans that Eager are noticed for banning out as Envy get the second pick, the second ban. Interesting thing to note that I want to bring up right away. Kiki played solo lane in a very different meta. He played a lot of mages and assassins. Do you reckon we'll see some of that?
There's a potential. I don't know how successful it's going to be. I mean, Envy are going to be giving their hardest here, but it will be pretty interesting to see what Kiki elects to go into. I'm expecting some traditional warriors. I'm really not thinking that anything crazy is going to be coming out here. My big question is, where is the Scylla ban going to be at? It could be Raijin as well coming up from Envy. We've actually seen Best default to the Scylla in a lot of situations. 12 games. He actually has a 3.6 KDA on the god, higher than most KDAs of players as a whole in total. And pick your poison. I'm pretty certain this will be a Raijin pick. More than likely looking at Eager's past history in picks and bans.
And it will be very on the mark. And I think the Scylla ban is absolutely exactly what Envy need to do. Now, just so you guys are aware, Envy, as I said, Snoopy has left, and so has Omega. So that leaves the roster a little bit different. You've got Kiki in the solo lane. Cyclone will still be in the jungle. Eonic and Dust will make up the dual lane. And MLC makes his return, and he'll be playing one more time in the mid.
EnVy here, they're going to respond with Soul. And this is something that they've actually prioritized all split, and we really haven't seen it be incredibly successful.
Yeah.
This is a flex pick for them. They'll put it in the mid with Stealth, and it could go there. I'm wondering if Dust will play this god. I don't know exactly what god pool we're looking at for him, if it's going to be more traditional hunters, or if he is going to bring that magical flair with some of the Chronoses and Souls.
The Sobek on Eonic, however, certainly one of the better Sobeks in the world. Eonic definitely has that.
You can just never go wrong with Sobek.
Exactly.
Most supports you really can't go wrong. Like, you pick Athena, you pick Sobek, you pick maybe Geb kind of now.
Sobek
but before.
or not Sobek, but support picks are very flair. I feel like certain supports just tend to lean.
It's definitely
towards,
styles.
Exactly, yeah. And I think support has the most style range around, whereas we're going to see sort of a deviation from Auror's standard style, the very aggressive Ares that we see. It's going to be the Athena this time around, so sort of that flex pick. And then Serqet will be the choice for djpernicus, who looks fantastic on this god.
So the Athena pick actually just synergizes incredibly well with the Raijin. Obviously,
yeah.
Raijin can self-taunt, but the thing is that ability, all 4 drums, they're not exactly easy to hit, especially if players are at kind of the max range and can juke them out, because they do have travel time. So relying on your Athena to get the taunt and guaranteeing all 4 hits at max damage is really what Eager are looking to set up for.
And also, perfect case scenario for Raijin. He just mashes that one because that's the maximum damage, right? So Athena's certainly looking for that setup. Second bans come out, and EnVy say, Zapman, take it easy. Jingwei and Shibalanke going to be banned out for the Zapman.
He's had these 2 gods banned away from him quite often recently. Just nothing, and it's always in the second phase. Just characters that teams really don't want to deal with, and it is going to be very important to make sure Dust is comfortable. If EnVy are going to find a game and give LG some hope of clinging to DreamHack, Denial also potentially in the running as well. That's something we do need to note here, and making sure that your newest player to the SPL has something that it's going to be an easy matchup for him. It's critical. If he has something hard to play, it's going to be rough.
And he's going to go up against Zapman's Anhur, the character that has been winning lane for 2-3 years now, Kevin. This is going to be a rough time for Dust to walk into. And the Hades selection will be interesting. Kevin's literally clapping if you can't hear it.
I'm actually more happy because we have now seen every single god in the SPL bar 3. That's AMC, Anubis, and Hell.
All right.
We've seen almost every single cast carry. This has been like the most wide range pick of gods.
It really has.
Hades has kind of been quiet, right? I was thinking he would come back right after the speed buff came, because it's much harder for warriors to invade the buff camps instead of the boars, whereas Hades, where he struggled at with the boars, he can now 3-stack his blight, get the detonate, and clear the buffs much faster in solo lane.
So we're going to see that solo Hades. So a little bit of the surprise factor coming out of Divios, but Kiki looks like he's going to be playing the standard Bellona. The jungle will be the Bastet, unless something funny comes out of Team EnVyUs. We'll see. Dust makes his SPL debut, and Eager try to win, and they go to DreamHack.
Benji on his own, will they get the boot from the toggle here? A big time ultimate from Stealth Connects.
They've only gotten 1 so far. CycloneSpin finds a double. They're going to rush right in. Cyclone all the way to the back line. That's going to be a triple kill. He's going right for it. He's got the Quadra if he picks the right target. Quadra kill, looking for the big one, and it's going to be a penta.
Looking at the right side of your screen, everything as it should be. CycloneSpin in the jungle on the Bastet. Dust will be taking Apollo into the long lane next to Eonic Sobek. And we'll see Stealth returns to the SPL on the Soul, and KikiSoCheeky on that Bellona.
So the Bellona versus Hades matchup will be interesting, because one of the biggest strengths that characters have against Bellona is anything that can cancel out that bludgeon damage. Now, obviously, they'll still get the AoE auto attacks. They still have that hammer. However, you reduce a lot of the early clear, and Hades already is kind of the strongest solo lane clear that you see regularly. So seeing how Kiki's going to manage this, especially back in to the SPL in the solo lane, will be it's going to be interesting.
And djpernicus on the Serqet, he's able to really, we've seen him already play in the latter half of the season, do very well on the Serqet. Him combining with Divios in that solo lane, I don't think Kiki's going to be very safe at all.
Rip. Game over. Stealth's already declaring the defeat. Now, Stealth here is coming back in to probably a situation he doesn't want to be in. Obviously, he's going to play for the team.
Yep.
He's going to represent the EnVy brand, but he was kicked from this team with little to no warning from what I've heard, so it's going to be interesting to see how well he's going to synergize with CycloneSpin here once the 2v2 starts up.
He was also very vocal. Vary's pushing it, but he was vocally upset about how EnVy handled their last outing, so definitely a very interesting time in comms, I would imagine. Although at the end of the day, I imagine everybody's a little bit more friendly than we expect.
Yeah, no. People get mad real quick, then they get better.
Yeah.
Early aggression actually here coming out from EnVy. They do have control of the dual lane here. And Eonic looking for a pluck, and you can see Zapman doesn't want to get pulled out of position. Just jumping away, losing some mana here, but he's going to pop his potion.
There's aggression coming out from Dust, just throwing the auto attacks.
And now the rotation here back, 2v2 starting up. Left-hand side, Aror actually getting aggressive here. Dust taking a couple auto attacks, and it's going to be a war right now of trying to gain control of the lane. You can actually see Aurora is not afraid at all to spend potions just to get lane control back for Zapman, but Zap actually plucked here, in a little bit of trouble, going to jump away, and it's just poke for now.
But Aurora's
Aurora,
taking the dangerous way. Tail whip stuck in between some minions, and so beautiful. Dust winds up with first blood again.
That was very sloppy coming out from Eager. Aurora clears the wave, trying to get lane control. It doesn't go their way. You saw Zapman forced to jump away. And then Aurora kind of just hangs out near his board camps. I don't know if there was a missing call from the jungler. I'm assuming that was probably what it was.
And here's the purification popped in response to the
he wants
flip. And the last hit coming out from Dust winds up with the extended double kill. Dust and Eonic above the dual lane for Eager. But here comes DJ. Blink in, there's the taunt, and the Mez is strong. Dust looking very good in this game.
That was actually beautiful. The timing on that Mez was perfect because the second he waited for the audio cue coming out from the Deathbane, and I believe DJ didn't even get the first hit off. He might have connected just barely, but really good mechanics right now coming out from Dust. This is, I know this kid actually has a lot of potential. I don't think he's ready for the SPL, but right now starting off very strong.
And Divios going to get in some trouble. Roma Invicta on top. He'll pop his ultimate in response.
What is happening?
Kiki winds up with credit for that as CycloneSpin jumps on in. 3 kills for EnVy, 0 for Eager in the second minute.
This is, I don't know if Eager came in underestimating
It's
EnVy.
possible.
I think the first blood was definitely Eager playing sloppy. Ever since then, it's just been really good play coming out from EnVy. Able to pick off Zapman there. The timing was perfect. Dust hits his auto attacks, then right-hand side. Cyclone takes a trip over there to Kiki, and these two are actually kind of a duo, right? Kiki and Cyclone are very close friends. They like playing off each other, and I do expect that Kiki will be babysat a little, and that wasn't even babysat. Divios was actually under his own tower.
Yeah, that was just a good old-fashioned gank coming out from CycloneSpin on the Bastet. But going back to Dust, I want to talk about him a little bit as he's making his real SPL debut. Let's be honest with us. And Dust had played
2-minute game time.
Dust had played in the console league a little bit and actually saw some success over there.
Yeah, no, Dust isn't like a no-name person. This isn't just like pulling some random person from ranked. Dust has been around the competitive scene for a while. He's been watching SPL. He's been playing with these players. He's been playing with EnVy for a while. He is their official sub. Forced to purification here, but it'll be fine. Red buff invade coming up from EnVy now that they have pressure across the map. And you could see Eager actually 3-manning just to secure their own speed buff.
And the group up from EnVy, they're going to go ahead and not just take away the red buff, but also take away the pigs. So Zapman going to be denied a little bit of farm there as well. Dust with a little bit of a lead. And here comes DJ trying to find the gank. Can't find it.
Just perfect timed ultimate from Kiki there. djpernicus' ult is going to go on cooldown, and so he's not going to be useful here for the next minute and a half, unfortunately.
That's so rough, losing that Serqet ultimate.
Just it pops the second that the CC immune ulti, or the CC immunity went off, excuse me.
Yeah, the timing on that from Kiki has to be almost perfect, and winds up being very, very strong to shrug the jungler off. And that's going to be the mid camps going the way of EnVy. DJ trying to find the taunt, can't though, and Eonic will just walk away.
And now EnVy have about a 1K lead, pretty significant right now. The question is, are they going to translate this into early Gold Furies? They do have the Bastet. We haven't seen her too much, but early on in Season 1 and Season 2, very prominent at sneaking these early Gold Furies. We know Eager is very good at controlling the Gold Furies, however. I do expect them to have eyes on it, especially after their last matchup against Enemy, where it was snuck away from them multiple times, which is not something I had originally expected.
Exactly, and Raijin does very well at defending Gold Furies, and you know, I'm going to bring up the console league for the second time in just as many minutes. The Hades rotations out of the soul lane because we see a lot of Hades in the soul lane in the SCL. In those Gold Fury fights, everybody uses their abilities, and then Hades shows up, Pillar of Agony, everybody's stuck.
So I think I understand a little bit more why Divios was losing lane. I actually didn't notice it at first. And the Bellona's actually gone into Wrath, not the teleport. So Kiki, recognizing that he doesn't have the best matchup against the Hades, gets the Wrath so they can fast clear the camps. I'm assuming that's what allowed him to get the early aggression on that solo.
There's the ultimate from djpernicus, sitting just into the wall. And it's enough burst to take him out. 1 kill for Eager on the mark. DJ and Zapman combined to take out Dust.
First kill on the board for Eager here, and you can see the rotation not going to be coming from Envy. It's actually Kiki trying to make some plays over here on Divios, possibly.
He's going to get disarmed. Not that big of a deal. Kiki will slam down. A little bit of poke back and forth here.
And this is what Divios excels at. I still remember when he first started playing Hades in the solo lane, when everyone said it was bad in Season 2, and it's honestly about the auto attacks. Just the constant little pokes of 40+ damage, they add up. Divios could full clear the lane, and instead of just backing off and looking for stuff, instead he'll focus that on poking out the other player because, you know, 200 damage while he tries to clear the lane is going to add up over the course of a few minutes.
I mean, one of the biggest surprise picks that we saw out of Divios in the solo lane was the Giannis way back when he was on Cog Red, and again, it was pretty much the same thing. He had a couple of crafty portals and some Giannis specifics, but just those mage basics, as you said, just death by 1,000 cuts, to quote a friend, right? It's just a lot of damage that can come out over time.
And you can see, even though Divios was picked up there, the only death to happen, the only action to happen in the solo lane, still pressuring out Kiki, who doesn't have the teleport. Red buff invade coming up from Envy right now, so continuing to advance with their superior positioning. And this is what I like to see from teams like Eager, is that they recognize if they're going to be trying to fight, it's just too rough with how far behind they are this early on. Instead, concede your red buff and then just look to fight at bigger objectives later on.
Making sure to stay present around the mid Harpies. They're going to spawn, and Eager have the positioning here. Best will hide and then show up just a little bit.
Divios actually coming behind, and we're going to see Aror actually plucked out of position. There goes the Supernova. Aror should be able to get out here, but no, the rotation's coming in.
And KikiSoCheeky's going to find up on the backside, find a stun as Eonic cleans up Aror. The best already using the ultimate, so a lot of the burst from Eager already spent. 4 kills to 1. 1 kill for Envy in that last engagement.
Is this Gold Fury? This could be a potential Gold Fury. Cats were burned. There's no ultimates online for Envy outside of Across the Skies. This is very risky to do because Divios has his ultimate. Same with Zapman, and Envy have no guaranteed secure.
The biggest scary point for the objective is going to be the best with that ultimate down. Envy go for the Gold Fury, and they get it. But will they trade much in return? DJ picks up 1, and it's Eonic. But if you ask any player, Kevin, trade a support for gold, yes or no? They're going to say yes.
That's a win for now here. It depends on if Eager can get anything else off of this. They got the red buff, and I think if they take this tower in mid as well, it'll probably be an even trade, especially if DJ could sneak away the speed buff, and he got it. No, actually. Cyclone managed to barely pick it up.
djpernicus is just showing his face in the enemy jungle. Speed buff goes the way of Envy, but blue buff looks like it's going the way of Eager, certainly. And the mid Tier 1 tower going to be defended by MLC Stealth as he returns to lane. So level 10 on the Soul, and he's able to defend his 500 gold tower.
We could see Eager look to group up on this right-hand side, but instead they're going to back. They know that it's very unlikely they take this tower, and even if they don't, Divios has been chipping away at it slowly. Because he has the teleport advantage, you expect him to get it early or later. Instead, send the rest of your players over to get farm elsewhere on the map.
And you can see already just a hair of HP on that tower. I didn't even realize how quickly it was going down, Adonis. And Divios, that's exactly what we were talking about, the matchup here. Going to silence out the bludgeon, and Kiki can't damage the wave.
I mean, it's simply the fact that Kiki doesn't have teleport, right? Kiki went into the Wrath to make sure he could gain lane control, and because of that, he can't just get back to the waves or defend his tower fast enough once he backs to buy items.
Dash for dash. Deathbane won't hit thanks to the Charge Prey escape from Eonic. And now the 3-on-3 in the mid lane as Envy's core takes on Eager's core. They're sitting up about 1,000, but that's not too much to hold on to. Eager's still certainly very close in this one. And
I would like to see... Ooh, actually, it looks like... Is Best baiting himself or something?
Yes.
I mean, no one else is in position, though. I actually don't think he knew Eonic was waiting around that corner. He was actually looking towards the mid Harpies.
No, you can see the Eager, or you can see the Envy ward right here. So I don't know if Eager had the vision,
no,
but I imagine that DJ would have turned around and gone for it had Raijin.
It's possible. That would have been really risky to bait your Raijin there. Red buff invade coming out for the 3rd time from Envy. And this is what they need to do. They got the pressure in the duo lane, continue to put this pressure on. Instead, they're actually going to be looking for Zapman, but it looks like the call isn't concise. They're kind of waffling.
And that one goes the way of Eager, so they'll finally pick up a red buff. djpernicus is going to jump away, and Aurora in some trouble now. They might trade the support for the red buff, and they will. CycloneSpin winds up with the kill. That's 5 in total for Envy. And the trouble in the mid lane as those damage hits come out of the best, but the red buff was picked up by Eager. Do you want to trade your support for that?
Probably not, especially considering Divios had rotated in, and he actually got forced back to his base as well. Because of that, Kiki was able to steal away the speed buff, and now this is a 5-man grouping. This teleport could be dangerous, actually, for Divios, but it is going to push EnVy off as there's a 3-man grouping here from Eager.
And that was very important. The teleport was dangerous, but with everybody else here, that's what made EnVy walk away. Zapman shows up, Bets show up.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening because you look at the scoreboard right now, and gold-wise, the teams are only separated by about 600. But I mean, EnVy have been invading nonstop. They've been putting so much pressure on the jungle, and I think they're just not getting as many waves as they should. Well,
that was the big thing for me with djpernicus. He's lost two of his last 3 red buffs, but he was still able to stay relevant, and that was about the blue buff. Zapman going to turn around as he's getting aggressed on, and help from the mid lane will separate him. Kiki winds up very low and has to find an exit out the backside.
Oh, the speed spawn.
And the quick meditation saves Zapman.
Eager have the timing on it, but a little bit late to steal it away. The blue buff has respawned. Kiki and Cyclone could be in trouble, and there's that blink actually coming up from DJ. He's going to find the taunt, and it's another kill for Eager.
Excellent aggression coming out from Eager, winding up with 1 kill. CycloneSpin finds a kill on the back. Well played by the jungler, but Best able to answer back very quickly. I mean, that's Cyclone.
Here we go. Here we go, left-hand side. Dust split pushing, Zapman rotating in, but he has no ultimate. He's very low on health. Instead, just going to focus on the boards. Dust is waiting for him to rotate in. He definitely wants to fight Zapman here, but I don't think he's going to be able to. And this is very worrying for EnVy because they're only 500 gold up. Considering everything they've been doing, they should have a 2K lead.
Dust going for the kill. Going to take a couple of tower shots. Stunned against the wall as well. Dust now half HP. Proxy farming. Here comes Eonic to try and help out against Zapman. Tower going to be tanked up by Eonic as Best takes out MLC in the mid lane. Back on the left-hand side, Zapman in some trouble running towards Gold Fury. But Dust and Eonic are going to walk away as Aror meets up with the other. And the dual lane meets dual lane.
Dust's going to ult away, just make sure he gets out safely. Gold Fury is going to be spawning in 20 seconds, so he's going to want to make sure that he is full health for that. Divios split pushing on the mid lane. He was able to take that tier 1 on right a little bit earlier, and Eager actually have a very, very slight gold lead.
Yeah, so Eager, or the dual lane specifically, Zapman versus Dust here. I actually think Zapman has wound up on top of this matchup a number of times, just finding the quick impales. Haven't been able to find the kills, though. Dust has been very slippery. And in this matchup, I mean, veteran versus complete rookie, that's kind of what you're hoping for.
I mean, you can just take a look on the screen here. The minion kills going a little bit in favor of Eager. Not too much, but that gold adds up. And while EnVy have been successful, they got the first Gold Fury, only losing a single player. They've been invading. I'm assuming they're losing the mid Harpies as well as just a couple of waves. Yes. And this has allowed Eager to climb back into this match where EnVy should have a much larger lead.
Eager have had a lot of control over the mid Harpies as well as taking care of that early tier 1 tower over on the right-hand side. So 500 gold again going the way of Eager for that tower. And with the lead being as low as it is, Kevin, it's basically just a tier 1 tower.
Gold Fury going to be started up by EnVy once again. They do have the confirm this time, and the cat's on board. Zapman, though, not going to give it up for Ree.
There's the Roma Invicta, very low to gold. Shooting out of the ultimate is Zapman, but the ultimate goes the way of EnVy. They pick up the Gold Fury. Couple of poke into Kiki, he's in trouble, but from the side comes the Best, can't find a target as Zapman does, takes out Kiki. Divios on the other hand on a separate campaign, all by himself on the top, finds a couple of players in the ultimate, not enough to find a kill though. Zapman the only one with a kill in that engagement, Kiki takes a spill.
Cyclone should be able to get out here unless DJ can find a big play, and he is. Blinks over the wall, we've seen it twice now, finding the taunt and finishing off CycloneSpin. It's going to be a tier 1 tower, and honestly, Eager, they could look to siege this tier 2. They have a minion wave charging up right now, but instead they're just going to back off. djpernicus splitting the right lane, Divios on the left-hand side, and Eager are just farming incredibly efficiently right now.
Not even going for the tier 2 tower over there on the right-hand side, which I think was easy and definitely on the table. Eager playing it safe. They're showing that, all right, this EnVy team has showed up to play. They're good players, and you got to watch out.
And just look at the team fight recap, right? Despite Gold Fury going over to EnVyUs once again, there's only a 14 gold difference that Eager got after getting that tower, as well as stealing some buffs and just farming efficiently. And they got the XP advantage. Overall, that's a win for Eager.
I mean, look at the amount of damage that came out. It's 3K above, right? And for Eager, that's just Zapman and djpernicus. The best wasn't able to find anybody with the Raijin. It was just DJ and Zapman going hard. And you can look at the player damage up there. You've got Zapman way up on top and a couple of members of Envy, and then djpernicus number 2 for Eager.
You can see Dust there. Most of his damage probably coming from those first couple engagements. Hasn't been able to make an impact on the game since. We've seen him split pushing. We saw him trying to make the play onto Zapman, but outside of that, he's really had no impact. Zapman, a lot of his damage has been those multiple players lined up on the Gold Fury, so it is a little bit stacked, I would say, but still being much more impactful for Eager than Dust has been for Envy.
Zapman now going to be building into the chin side. You can see he's building that Ikaval again.
He likes it, and it's really good for the 1v1. Obviously, if it comes down to a poke war, Dust is going to be able to heal up with his Aussie, but if Zapman's playing safe and he's only going to be aggressing and taking damage when he wants to commit to an all-in, it is more damage for him.
Aror now in the mid lane. Finds a target with the reach. Eonic's just going to stare at him real quick. Not a lot of damage coming out from the support Athena.
And Eager, right now, they've gained a little bit of control of this game, 500 golden lead. They have taken out 2 towers. And I guess it's only 1 advantage. Envy were able to take that tier 1 in mid, so all's good so far. And the question is, how are Envy going to transfer into the late game? Because they did have a very dominant early game, right? Dust finds not only first blood, but the second kill as well on his Zapman. And then from that, Envy, they constantly put pressure on the red buff, which was good, but it just seems like they were a little bit lost in some of their shot calls as well, where like we saw these players waffling. Even at that red buff that Eager were finally able to secure, we saw them go left to right, left to right, left to right.
Rough stuff for Envy. Right now, rough stuff for Dust. This is actually really fun. Zapman and DJ created a situation where if Dust actually decided to come up and battle the lane, that DJ was just going to jump him anyway. Dust waits an entire wave and loses an entire wave of farm, and that's a little bit rough. Despite that, he's still leading by about 400 gold, so that's the reason why we see that stall out coming out from the guys on Eager.
It's the first blood and 2 gold furies. You would expect it to be a little bit higher here, but still holding his own for now here. Rotation coming in for Eager, 3v3 mid. You can actually see Divios inching up as well. Kiki stuck over on that right-hand side. He has picked up teleport since he hit level 12, so doesn't have to worry about Divios completely out-rotating him anymore.
Zapman now level 17.
Take the fight, Dust. Be a man.
Zap
Take the 1v1.
You can see Zap just pushing up on the left-hand side.
Take the 1v1.
A lot of nonsense going on the right-hand side jungle, but a quick dash from Dust avoids the stun.
Man up. I just want to. I just want to see it happen. I want to see Zapman get soloed.
Well, Divios is going to be 1-on-3 here, dashing onto the wall, and he's going to be grouped up. Aurora going to channel the ultimate, and Envy looks like they want to still engage. 4-on-2, DJ on the backside, Aurora on the other side, so now it's a 4-on-4. The best looking for a good target. Kiki's going to get taunted into some damage, but it's just not enough. Aurora going to walk out on the right-hand side. There's a good silence from Divios and a little bit of heal for the team. And there's the best ultimate. Damage into Kiki, switches targets over to the left-hand side, and Cyclone doesn't take nearly enough damage.
Unfortunately for Envy, they actually had Dust the potential to rotate, but instead he gets poked out by Zapman. Zapman, I'm assuming, doing a really good job of stopping his back. And Zap still gets the tower anyway as Dust forced to go back to base. He's actually going to be ulting to his own tower, just trying to keep him in farm. No, he's actually going for Zapman. Kiki trying to find the Anhur in the jungle.
And there's the Sanctuary and the Purification. The jump away, rally here, stunned and done. KikiSoCheeky combines with a whole bunch of players on Envy to even up the score, 7-7. Gold Tree has just spawned, and Envy going to look towards that objective.
Yeah, Cyclone there having his teleport as well, teleporting and cutting off Zapman's rotation. That's what I think Envy are going to have to rely on, is kind of like splitting this map and then rotating the other side. They do have that Bastet for split push if they want to do it. You can see djpernicus deep in Envy's jungle. He's going to jump away, and now Envy trying to start up the Gold Fury. This fight could be the deciding factor on who wins this game.
Aurora and the Best are here on the front side, and you can see DJ lurking around on the back. There's a great move coming out from Aurora, and the damage from the Best does not have the ultimate available, so that's a good look for Eager, but Dust takes out Aurora. Cyclone takes out DJ. 3 members are dead on Eager. Zapman died previously, and now the Best and Divios are the only ones here, so Envy will take the Gold Sphere.
Oh, Envy want to fight it. Divios still has his ultimate Pillar of Agony, looking to go in here, and he's actually going to decide to jump away. So the call was made by assuming Zapman, just give it up. Let's fight it out to late game. We're not that far behind. If we lose 2 players here as well, that's going to be a deicide and likely a Fire Giant for Envy.
It looked like the situation was Divios walk towards them, see if they want to zone you, and they pull off the Gold Fury and just try to fight you and get for the kill. If not, opt for the exit. That's exactly what we see. So Envy take a Gold Fury again, and they wind up about 2,000 gold up, 1,500 give or take.
Still, I mean, honestly, this is a dead even game. It's going to come down to probably some late game situations, which it's a little bit worrying for Envy as Bastet. I wouldn't say her damage falls off, but she's going to have to be very careful jumping into anything, right? When she had her CC immunity on the jump, right, that was OP, but now could very easily get taunted out by Aror. Best as well can, you know, Thunder Crash away. DJ has options. Divios can silence, and Zapman can jump away as well. So getting that poke damage off won't be easy. He's really going to have to kind of wait around this team fight for other things to be burned.
But he's in the position, CycloneSpin, to keep up. We saw the aggression over by the red buff before, just the repeated invades. That's honestly the position that he needs to stay in. The jump can be exploited, but as long as he's surrounded by teammates...
Here's what's going to happen. Cyclone's going to scumbag split push all game. He got teleport on Bastet.
Yep.
They have the Apollo, which could force rotations to the side of the map as well. Honestly, that's the strategy I'm looking for if I'm Envy. There's no reason to try and fight Eager, who have a really good team fighting comp, if you can just split them up, take smaller engagements, and take free objectives across the map.
And that's the beauty of the soul pick as well, Kevin. You can have Dust split pushing, Cyclone split pushing, and then the 3 members grouped up, the solo support in the mid, and MLC can also chew through a tower on soul. So a lot of structure killing potential coming out from the Envy guys. Definitely expect to see some sort of split pushing or backdoor.
I wonder if I honestly wonder if Cyclone's going to go crush her last item. He's working right now on what I'm assuming is going to be Spirit's Robe. There is a lot of CC on Eager. He's going to want to make sure to have that damage reduction. Eager, though, they're starting to group up. They've got 4 members on the left-hand side. djpernicus putting a little bit of pressure on the mid, trying to pick someone off rotating, and here comes the TPs.
Nobody going to really come involved, but Eonic from the back might be a bigger
DJ's
deal.
on the wrong side of the map.
He's going to make the rotation. You can see Soul as well. DJ's job is to lurk and maybe even push up the mid lane. Sprint's going to be popped, but the pluck off the mark. Zapman sends the Croc into the wall. In response, the ultimate. Over there is DJ, going to be helped out by Aror. Divios in some trouble as well. Supernova going to be dashed away from. But 5 members from Envy now in their own jungle, trying to figure out who to attack, and Eager split up so Envy can't decide.
And we've been seeing this a lot from Envy, where I don't know who's shot calling now. Omega's gone, Snoopy's gone. I'm assuming it's probably Eonic, but I mean, trusting your team is very important.
This time around, Eonic finds the pluck onto Aurora, half HP already. He's in a lot of trouble, and the shells pop to the side of Envy so they can keep going, but Best kills Eonic right on through it. Best kills MLC right on through it. A lot of burst coming out from the mid-mage as Kiki turns his targets onto djpernicus. 5 members from Eager on the backside, and they're all looking at Kiki.
Just look at the peel coming out from Eager. They're able to keep their team alive. Kiki tries to dash out of the Pillar of Agony, but you can't get the max range, and Dust's going to be in trouble as well. Going to pop his Sanctuary, but he's not getting away from Divios. Finishes him off, and that's going to be 4 kills for Eager. They don't drop a single player in the engagement, and it's going to be a tier 2 to cap it off.
Zapman calls for the tower, makes Aurora take 2 hits, even though he's very low. The pillar will separate CycloneSpin. Everybody dodges out the damage from the cat. Divios going to push up. DJ looking for back Harpies. Might be surprised on by CycloneSpin. Deathbane is down, folks. So Cyclone on the upper hand, but not going to aggress. And Eager wind up taking the Gold Sphere and a couple of lives as well. They're sitting up 2K.
And the experience lead is really starting to show right now. The mids, 2 level difference there. We see Divios ahead as well, and Zapman ahead. It's about 2 levels on each player, and despite the golds being very even, this has just been superior farming from Eager all across the map. Even when Envy had the momentum early game, Eager were able to concede objectives like their red buff multiple times, make sure to get waves, be very efficient, and stay even heading into that mid-game mark. And then once their team fighting came online, they started contesting what Envy was doing, and they were able to find success.
Yeah, just finding the gold elsewhere. As you said, the red buff just repeatedly taken away, so Eager turned their sights onto other objectives like mid-harpies, etc. So Eager certainly able to be a little bit more veteran as far as the approach to the map is concerned. Just finding gold where they need to.
And Zapman actually not going into any lifesteal. We've started to see this style of play come to fruition a little bit. Ataraxia, a big proponent on that at the beginning of the season over in Europe here. And it seems like Zapman has adopted it in some situations. He does have the meditation and the heal from Divios as well if he gets in trouble. And also just a lot of peeling potential.
You know, it's interesting. Ataraxia says he goes that build because he doesn't like to duel. He doesn't like to fight 1v1. He says leave that stuff in ranked. Competitive is all about the team play. Zapman is very much about the team, and I'm not going to say that he's not.
Okay.
But Zapman's looking for that 1v1. He's looking for that duel. So not having the lifesteal is very interesting. And we expect to see the Anhur.
Oh.
Very team fight oriented.
Zap's in trouble, but does get the knock up on Kiki. Sprint is popping. Eonic, he wants to fight, but I mean, Eager, they just responded with their own sprint. And here comes the damage from the Raijin. Not enough to confirm, but from underneath, it's Divios.
And he's got the ultimate from Aror channeled on him, and there's the Goomba stomp onto dust. Apollo, the first one to fall. Now everybody's looking at Kiki on the backside, and he's in trouble. Taunt into the damage, but one last hit won't be found. DJ's got to find the smack and the reach.
I thought it was going to be it.
Me too.
DJ finds the last kill of that engagement. 2 kills so far. Actually, Cyclone trying to make a play, looking for Divios in the backline, but the heal, or excuse me, Cyclone looking for the kill, but the heal from Divios enough to keep Zap alive.
And Divios jumps over the wall, gets Cyclone right in the clutch. Couple of basics, not enough to kill the cat, but Zapman gets very low thanks to the gank, and the meditation wasn't enough to save his life away from MLC stealth. So Eager get a little too aggressive over there in the mid lane. Dash for dash.
He's fine. Cyclone's going to get away, especially with that slow on to Divios.
Yep.
Right-hand side, though, Envy completely distracted by what's going on the left and the mid, and you can see djpernicus getting that tier 2 very low. Eonic the only one left, but the cutoff has come, and bye-bye CycloneSpin. Best is on a rampage. 5 kills in a row for him, 0 deaths, 5 assists as well.
djpernicus lurking. He wants to catch Eonic out so bad.
No blink.
Crocodile's going to back. DJ see it.
Yeah, he's
He's
wants
looking
to
more
split
for the
push.
split push.
I mean, he has a full wave here. No one's close. The teleport is online for CycloneSpin, but he's dead. Kiki could teleport in technically, but that's kind of a waste at this point. I feel like this tower is going down anyway, and DJ should pick it up. Another 1,500 gold towards Eager.
Yeah, he's going to be disarmed, which will make it a little bit more problematic, but 1,500 gold, as you said. There it is. Hot and ready. 26 minutes on the clock. Eager up by 4K.
I love watching Eager in this matchup specifically. We're seeing them not really chase kills. Obviously, they found Cyclone there at the end, but Zapman was the first to get aggressed on. You can see the team pile on. Divios goes to the backline, distracts everyone, and then once again, the team is just fighting as a unit. If anyone gets low, the rest are looking to protect them.
Eonic in some trouble. Aurora and Divios are here. Again, the pluck is going to miss, and there's the ultimate out of Divios to force the ultimate out of the Crocodile.
Damage.
Best is going to ult down the corridor. You find a lot of damage. There's the Impale, couple of hits, but can't find the kill. Zapman just providing a little bit more peel.
And no more Kiki as well. He's going to fall for his 5th death. And Envy, the collapse, this game is kind of like their split, right? They started off 6-3, right? Started off really good, finding the kills, getting the invades.
Sure.
And then everything just went wrong. The Fire Nation attacked. Zapman starts finding kills. And just slowly, it's going to delve down into a 6K lead. I just don't see Envy getting back into this one. I will say I do think they could look for that split push strategy.
Yes.
They do have the triple teleport, they do have the triple teleport. They do have CycloneSpin.
I mean, enemy one
Dust
from
Bolt.
behind that way against Eager. So it's certainly on the table. Envy do have that available. We highlighted it before. Dust can do it by himself. Cyclone can do it by himself. And MLC can do it with the group. So there's a lot of backdoor potential. A lot of surprise potential here on Envy. But obviously the game in the hands of Eager at the moment. And the only reason I bring up that, I'm not trying to be like the super positive guy. The only reason I bring up the Envy points is because they're surprise strategies.
Yes.
They're able to just, oops, there goes our Phoenix, and that's never a good feeling.
And that's just, I would say that's very similar to Dignitas.
Yes.
Their Wrath strategy with Bacchus, where it's like, it can work, right? If you do it every game, people are going to figure out how to beat it, but you can really surprise some teams with it. And Eager, they probably haven't played against a split push Bastet in a very long time. I mean, that used to be pretty prominent in earlier seasons, but it's kind of died off as Bastet has not been a popular character in the jungle.
Everybody's just yelling at Xing now. I remember when you used to do this, Xing.
Come on, as long as it's not Loki, man. Give me out, F6.
Xing's actually looking for a team these days, believe it or not. Maybe
I mean,
in the fall split we'll see him return. But right now, Zapman's just looking directly at Eonic. 75% or more damage dealt to the Crocodile. And you can see on the backside, on the left side, Eager going to have to teleport in, neutralized by CycloneSpin. So Divios going to have to walk the long way.
That's fine, though. No fight actually broke out, so Divios manages to save his teleport. And Aror looking for a multi-man taunt, but holds it instead. He did have a couple players in his range. However, no one on Eager could follow up.
Eager's probably happy that Divios' teleport got smoked. There wasn't a fight there. He's able to use that TP next time.
I think the team's just going to group up now.
Yep.
Divios still looking to support his team, too. You can actually see he's gone into Rod of Asclepius there, so he's going to be able to heal more efficiently, not only himself, but his teammates when he detonates.
I think we're seeing now this item. I think we're seeing this item picked up more and more, sort of like Brawler's Beatstick of yesteryear, where The passive is all well and good, and it's certainly going to help Divios out a little bit, but just 75 power and 200 HP plus the movement speed is just a good item
man, I'll take
without
it.
the passive.
Left-hand side, Eonic trying to find DJ in the jungle, but he'll juke him out, jump away. Eager, you can see they want to start sieging. They do have the gold lead. They do have an advantage right now, and Aror going to find Eonic taunted out, but quickly dashes away.
Zapman not going to find much of anything with the ultimate, and now EnVy's going to get aggressive. You see the sprint, the jump in from CycloneSpin is going to be bounced back, but the sprint is on board.
I've seen
Divios
this
going to
before.
take some poke.
djpernicus, though, behind the team, and Aurora going to find a 3-man taunt. Eonic dashing away, but no follow-up from the rest of Eager. Just trying to force as many relics as they can right now. 2 sprints pop, and here comes Divios.
And there's the ultimate from Aurora as well. Divios can't find a target, but
Oh,
blinking
DJ
forward
went
is
in by
DJ,
himself.
finds Dust with the ultimate, sends him right into the damage of Eager. But the damage from Soul going to come out as well. Dust in some trouble. Divios finds the ult, he finds 2, and that's a double kill for Divios.
And he's going to do a significant amount of damage to Eonic as well. The impale from Zapman. Kiki jumps in, but it's too little too late. Managed to take out Zapman, but Kiki will fall in return. It's another 4 kills for Eager. They're going to be able to siege up this tier 2 as well. Potentially a Fire Giant if they want to go for it. But CycloneSpin actually lurking in the jungle behind them, and he's full health.
Yeah, he's looking for the lurk kills. Aurora very low. He's in some trouble with the jump back. CycloneSpin can't find the kill, and there it is. djpernicus and TheBest combined for the D side. One more time, tier 2 is going to fall down, and likely either the Phoenix or the Fire Giant. Eager going to opt for the easy one right in front of them and go for the
That
Phoenix.
was potentially one, I mean, that was EnVy's best chance to fight. You could see Eager actually getting completely split up in that engagement.
Yep.
djpernicus goes in while the rest of the team was trying to retreat, puts himself into an awkward spot, and actually Stealth's ultimate was really well placed. Hits a couple members as well as splits the team across the Supernova. However, Best connecting on taiko drums, hitting 2 to 3 players with multiple ticks, just doing so much damage in that engagement that EnVy couldn't recover from.
That ability can swing a team fight by
Easily.
itself. I mean,
And he's level 20.
Yeah, just the taiko drums, huge ultimate coming out, and that's really what Eager's looking for. They want to put themselves in a spot where Best can just bang out a drum solo on the enemy's face.
And look at that as well. He hasn't backed yet. He had Rod of Tahuti and Obsidian Shard completed for that fight. That's where a lot of that damage was coming from. You can see topping the charts now. Zapman was actually decently above him for a while, I think by a couple thousand, but the last 2 fights, Best has just been getting off so much damage. You can see 0 deaths to his name, and that's the key target for EnVy. They need to kill Best ASAP, or at least force him to Thunder Crash away so he's not in a good position.
And that's why I think that EnVy has been faltering in some of these team fights, Adonis, is the fact that, yes, he needs to be the target, but he's not. It's Zapman. The Anhur is who's getting targeted by EnVy. Zapman has been the target for EnVy all afternoon.
Yes. And Zapman's been baiting himself a little bit, too. You could see the counter sprits always... the counter sprint that Eager's always looking for. They wait for EnVy to pop the sprint. You see Eonic go into lurking the waters after he pops it, trying to get off as much damage on Zapman, but immediately just the counter sprint being enabled from Aurora, going to keep Zapman safe in so many scenarios. Maybe he has to burn a Sanctuary, maybe he has to burn an ult, but EnVy, they kind of push themselves into a bad position in the fight because of that.
Exactly, and if Zapman takes a spill, but everybody groups up and gets just drum soloed on because of it, that's a death that you sort of take. That's the Zapman tactical feed. Everybody collapses on the Anhur, while Best just hits 4 people with the taiko drums. That's the tactical feed that he's looking for.
And Eager here, going to be finishing off the 3rd Gold Fury of the match, and now they're going to turn their attention to Fire Giant. Aurora counter-warding for now. There's a couple sentries in everyone's hands right now. But Eager, they're just going to stagger their backs. You can actually see Zapman still hanging around. Eager wants to make sure that EnVy can't just like sneak the Fire Giant out from under their nose. They don't want to risk anything. They'll have some go to base. They'll have some there to defend Fire Giant. And then once those come back from base, they just swap.
Now that the game is late enough, Kevin, we do see the Ichabod sold out for the Aussie, so Zapman will have the ability to heal himself back up without going to the fountain.
Yeah, it's obviously you want to get the passive, you know, once you get low enough, you get increased lifesteal, increased attack speed, but also out-of-combat healing is very important, especially in these late-game scenarios where you will see not full commit. You'll see someone get poked out, and if it's Zapman, he's going to want to go to a camp and heal up to full.
Aurora and Divios on zone duty. Best is going to join them as well as DJ and Zapman both focus on the Fire Giant. 25% already. EnVy nowhere near it. Fire Giant goes down for the guys on Eager. And now they're going to push up on the right-hand side. No towers to prevent them, and they're just going to hit the gas.
EnVy actually definitely conceded that. The whole reason they were pushed up to begin with was to just have vision on Eager, because you can actually see the split push is coming to fruition right now. Left-hand side, CycloneSpin takes only a tier 1. He's actually going to be backing. Oh, and he baited out Divios' teleport.
Ooh.
This is a massive win for EnVy.
Very well played by EnVy. Divios goes back to defend. Nothing.
That's gonna delay a good portion of Eager's Fire Giant, probably close to a minute right now.
Forcing that back from Divios prevents the right Phoenix from going down. 1+1. Like, it's just that simple. Very well executed by EnVy, and specifically CycloneSpin.
Eager not going to be backing yet. They did just buy items, so unlikely that they can finish off anything big, and everyone's full build right now, so they only be selling out, looking for other options or more wards. Aror going to have control here on the left-hand side. And now the group up has occurred. Eager still pushing forward, and EnVy, they're actually all across the map right now.
Yeah, Eager going for the better Phoenix on the left side. DJ and Zapman.
EnVy aren't in position.
No, DJ is in the mid lane, while Zapman over here on the left side. Kiki loses half of his HP already. Left Phoenix still stands. Mid Phoenix just respawned. So Divios now going to shade over and see what he can do over there.
Divios is he definitely wants someone to jump on him. He's very tanky right now. He has the rod, so he's going to be able to heal up off any minion wave to basically full, and he's just forcing EnVy to be wary of his positioning at all times.
Aurora leading the charge in, going to tank a little bit of the Phoenix as well. Still almost full HP on the Phoenix, not quite the same for Kiki. He's forced out thanks to very low HP out of an ultimate from Zapman. Still trying to find the basics through everything, can't do it. Phoenix very low. In fact, it's dead. We're on the backhand side, though. That's a different story. Kiki jumps forward, finds the best. Can't find any of the damage.
Oh, the Impale going to force Kiki back. Still trying to chase Zapman, but the taunt comes out from the best as well. Eonic in trouble in the back line. djpernicus focusing him out, and Kiki once again just caught in between three, trying to make the big plays by himself. Dust going to come down, not knocked up, and actually he could find a return kill, and he is. It's at least a 1-for-1, but djpernicus comes up with the double kill. Divios cleans up stealth in the back, and only CycloneSpin remains once again the last player alive for EnVy.
This could be game here. This could be game
This is
here,
likely
folks.
game.
With only one member alive for EnVy to defend, everybody else going to be sitting for at least 30 seconds.
They're just going to chase him out. They're not even looking to kill him. Aurora is simply going to make sure Cyclone can't get back to base. They're going to pile in, and Eager are going to put themselves a single game away from DreamHack.
One step closer, folks. If Eager go ahead and win game number 2 as well, they are guaranteed, and the boys from LG will have to stick at home. So Eager, one step closer to Sweden.
Very, honestly, full credit to EnVy, though, at the beginning of that game. Dust Dust combining for that double kill very early on. 2 singles, but still first blood. And EnVy doing a really good job of transferring that into small early leads. We saw them about, I think, 11 or 1,200 ahead at the most. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Eager was intelligent enough to minimize all of their losses. And we saw that as well from, I believe it was Denial last week, where they were getting behind early. However, they just conceded. They're just like, you take our red buff, we're going to make sure we secure every other buff so you can't snowball. Because what you'll see from a lot of times is, say Eager fights at that red buff, but now they're a couple levels behind. They lose that, then they potentially lose a tower, their boars, or another buff. So really well played from Eager.
Yeah, EnVy actually really turning up and putting on a fun game. I really enjoyed watching Eager for the majority of that. They just seem to be, this is an Eager where I think if this Eager starts in week number 1, we see them contending for DreamHack as they improve throughout the course of the season. Unfortunately.